ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. We continue from Tanasari Mahalla Panjwa. This is the 13th sabad in this progression. Composition of Guru Arjan and the recitation. Tanasari Mahalla Panjwa. Puja Varat Tilak Isanana, Pun Dan Bahodain. कहूँ न पीजे संजम स्वामी, बोल है मीठे बैन. Puja, worship, Varat, fasting, Tilak, ritual forehead marks, Isanana, ceremonial bathing, Punnadan Bahodayan, acts of religious merit, giving of charity. So the Guru has listed out all the conventional religious practices, the external rituals that we go through. So he says worship, fasting, ritual forehead marks, ceremonial bathing, acts of charity. None of these, kahuna, please or satisfy the master. Kahun napi jai sanjam swami. All of these disciplines do not move the master within. Bolhe mithe bain. Even if you were to speak honeyed words, it won't make a difference. Conventional practices do not transform from the inside. Oftentimes, external rituals become mere spectacles, because the ego remains the central actor, and these practices just become transactional gestures. It leaves the ego and its identifications intact. What is needed is to transform the ego. So this goes with, the theme that runs through Gurbani, starting from the first verse of Japji, Soche soch na hovi, Je sochi lakhwar. So Guruji started the entire Japji with this message that external ritual is not going to clean your mind. You can wash your body, but your mind cannot be cleaned that way. So that's really the idea here. The ego remains intact. It becomes an egoic function. You can become proud of doing your Japji every day, or going to the Gurdwara every Sunday, what have you, or doing Seva and Langar. These can become, if you're not careful, these can become ego. So you're really defeating the purpose. In the Rahau, the Guru shows us what actually brings that transformation. Prabhji ko naam. Realizing the wisdom of the name, the wisdom of Naam, the essence, the creative essence in everything. Realizing that, the mind finds peace, man chan, because that is the aim, to tranquil the mind. And the mind becomes silent, chuppe chuppe na hovai, as the Guru said, not through forcing meditative silences, but through realizing the wisdom of the name, Naam. So, Baho Prakar Khojai Sabhi, everyone is seeking in many countless ways. Tako Bikham na jaye lan. Yet, Tako, you, the self, the master, cannot be grasped by these very complex and difficult rituals. Bikham. Not Jai Lan. You can't do it that way. What you need to do is Japat, realize. That includes recitation, reflection, remembrance, mindfulness. All of these things subsume under the rubric of Japat. It's not just one activity, it's also a state of mind. So, the diagnostic marker What tells you that you're on the right track is when the mind is at rest. Man chan. This is an inner settledness. You don't get all excited outside, but inside you become settled. Because this is not an ego-driven project. In the second verse after the Rahau, Jap, Tap, Parman Basuda Kari, Urad Tap Lagan, Ehebed Nehpati Anno Thakur, Jog Jugat Karijan. Again, he's counting the different ways. It intensifies the critique a little. He's now enumerating the more extreme forms of religious practice, which are Jap, Tap, Parman, Basuda. So this is pilgrimages, self-mortification, advanced techniques, Jain renunciation of everything. The Guru says, Ehebid, through these methods, Nahapati Anno, Thakur, the master, is not impressed, not satisfied. So this is an intensification of our earlier critique. Because the fundamental problem persists. The belief that we as individuals have something to accomplish. No, we have nothing to accomplish. We just have to wake up to who we really are. And because we don't wake up, because we think like through the ego, we think we have to essentially conquer something. That's the problem. And in conclusion, the Guru tells us again what the way is. Amrit naam nirmolak har jas tini payo jis kirpain साध संगे रंग प्रभ पेटे नानक सुखी जन रैन. So Amrit Naam Nirmolak, that wisdom of the name that we spoke about, Naam, is the nectar, that priceless jewel beyond value. That is what we need. It is obtained by those who receive grace. So there's the condition. It is not self-driven. And not only do you need grace, but you also need glorification. Har jas. Now here, this involves vocabulary. Gavana in the physical sense is also included here. Gavana in the sense of cultivation of virtue is also included here. But there is Gavana in the literal sense as well. Because Shabad is sound. So in the association of the awakened, the self is encountered. So this Sabad has deconstructed the entire spiritual economy of ritual, of asceticism and yogic discipline to reveal the ego's appropriation of spiritual practice. You see, when religion becomes performance, even the most rigorous disciplines fail to address the root delusion. And the alternative is not to adopt another method, but to transform the very mode of one's being. That means changing one's fundamental orientation. How do you engage with the world prior to any action? How do you view the world and your relationship to it? So this shift is essential, is what the Guru tells us. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.